it becomes different, bro. Like, not being understood, the level of work that needs to get done in order to get to that high. You can't call out on your dream.
I don't want to change the world. I know I can't, but I know I can create the world I want to live.
Going after the dream, I around and fell in love with the grind.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Glamorous Grind podcast with one of your hosts, Mink Media, Sal, and of course, we got Roy's Remedies, Coach R.
What's up, everybody? Welcome. I'm so excited to be here in Greenfield, California. Man, what a beautiful location we got. I'm super blessed to be here. It's an honor to be here with the people that we have at the table. Let's go.
Claro que sí, over there sipping.
I know.
That Celsius.
And of course.
Shout out to
the Celsius. I'm drinking my Celsius. I also have to mention.
Not a paid sponsor.
I also have to introduce our other host, Coach Al, man on a mission, of course. And we're going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Man, we're warmed up. Y'all need to know what's going on, man. I'm going to give a quick shout out to A1 Plumbing and Drain. Man, they are a family-owned business. Gracias for being a sponsor of the Glamorous Grind podcast. They literally will flush your worries away. Look them up, man. They got you. Yeah. Excel Realty and Mortgage. Hit up my boy Ruben. He's helping people with those hard questions, right? Everybody thinks about buying a house at some point, or that's the big step, and you definitely want to do that with somebody you trust, somebody that can give you that game and walk side by side with you. Whether you're going up 101 North or 101 South, you already know, bro. Nourish Bar, yeah. 831.
Get the right stuff.
Don't go to Shell. Don't go to AM, PM. And don't, all those hot Cheetos
oil.
Or whatever. Like, no, man. Get yourself something that's going to make you feel great and living the life that you deserve to live. You know what I'm saying? Next up, Results Transformation Center in West Sacramento, Yolo County, transforming lives. I'm talking about, you know how sometimes you feel like going out, feel like, a vibe, you want to catch a vibe. I'm talking about they got the only vibe popping at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., like all day, and you're getting fit, you're changing your life, and it's good stuff. My boy Matt is out there making it happen. And of course, since we're talking about changing people's lives, serving it up the way it should be done, we got our very own G'd up Super Greens. Fellas, we are from the valley, right?
From the field to the canister.
Hey,
Look at this guy. Look at this guy getting a raise. My boy's about to get a raise.
He's hot on the mic, bro. He's hot on the mic.
No, it really is G'd up Super Greens. Get yours. Re-up. Hit us up. Man. Before I bring this person up, let me say something, man. We actually did about 45 minutes, right, of an interview you will never, ever see, ever hear. Some tears were shed. Some love was experienced. I'm talking about true impact. When I'm talking about presence, when I'm talking about fire. See, many people talk about being a light. Many people talk about finding the light. I'm talking about finding fire. Fire, bro, like a wildfire. I saw this.
We learned about Prometheus. Prometheus gave you the fire,
bro. This dude. I'm talking about. I must have heard of him maybe 5-6 years ago, and we shared just some back and forth, just love, right? Like, hey man, keep doing what you're doing. We were on that path of just wanting more, of wanting to burn, letting this come out, whatever was inside of us. And this dude has kept it going. Like, I'm talking about the Greenfield winds can't put this fire out. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, and y'all know, if you ever been around the Windy City, that's Greenfield, California. So you know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. Nobody knows. There's no trees in Greenfield. They're all gone, right? And this fire's still here. This dude represents igniting people's lives. This dude represents a fight. This dude represents not only fighting for what you deserve, but also fighting for the people you love. And I'm talking about, this dude's not fighting out of hate. It's deeper, and the only thing that's deeper than hate is love. And I can tell you from experience, we've only interacted a couple times, and I wanted to recruit this dude. I wanted to recruit him. We're going back and forth.
Come on, Coach.
Negotiating.
Let's go.
How are we gonna make this
Jump on
happen?
the team.
And we've collaborated. And I have so much respect and so much admiration for this individual who's given us his time, who's given us his energy, his story. And I'm gonna encourage him. Before I bring him up, I'm gonna encourage him to not hold back. Not hold back and not apologize. Be unapologetically the way God made you.
Hey.
I'm talking about
Man.
Rigoberto Avila, coach.
Let's go.
Let's go. Man, I'm hyped up. We went 45.
45.
And he gave us the fight.
I know.
He lit me up.
Hey,
It's on fire.
we gotta let them know, man. We let it all out, bro, and it wasn't meant to be, bro. The power went out, bro.
That's crazy. That's so
Dude,
That's
the
how it
power
works,
shut
Right,
down.
man.
That's how it works. That's
No, you know
such
what
a
it was? The
strange-
minute you were like, let's pass it on to let's talk about something else. Boom. God shut it down. Said, no.
Yeah.
It's
No.
about you, bro.
That's not who you are. That's not what you're meant to do. And I got to
That's
start off,
powerful.
man. I'm proud of you, brother.
Thank you, man.
I got love for you.
Likewise.
I really do see you, man.
That's powerful, bro. Thank you, brother.
Of course, bro.
Well, you guys got to experience the.
He wants to shake your hand.
Oh,
too.
sorry, bro, man. You guys got to experience that little fire, man, like you said, man.
Little, no, hold on, man. Is it this one? This dude lying to you. There's no such thing as little fire, man.
And, you know, it's,
I want you to genuinely be unapologetic, man.
Yeah, that was beautiful, bro.
Thank you, man. You know, like I said, things happen for a reason sometimes, man. And what we spilled right here together, you know, sitting here, it was a beautiful thing, I feel, you know, amongst us. And unfortunately, you know, like you said, no one's ever going to hear it, but we felt it.
And it
You know what I'm
changed
saying?
us, bro. I think it did something for
like
us.
you said earlier, man, it's like 30 degrees up in this gym, man.
I know,
But
bro.
we're still warm right here, man. We're
Yeah, so
still
to
warm,
kick it
man.
off, bro, we always like to, you know, thank our guests and we bring the gifts, bro. We bring the gifts como los Reyes Magos. You know what I'm saying? We bring the gifts. So I'm gonna have Coach R. Let's go say what do we have for? What do we have for?
Absolutely,
Avila
Coach
today?
Avila. I mean, it's beautiful. It's unfortunate that that we got to experience that little hiccup right there, technically, right?
Technical difficulties.
My goodness, bro. But I'm super fortunate to be able to meet you and be able to
Thank you, bro.
experience the story of Rigoberto Avila, bro. That was an impact. Now we're gonna get it started, bro. We're gonna make sure that they get the best of all of us. And to get started, man, I'd love to, you know, from the bottom of our hearts, just offer you a token of appreciation for everything that you're doing, right? So keep us warm. Let's go start off with a Carhartt
Right on,
3
man.
sweat
There
3
you go,
B.
man.
Let's go. The 3
There you
stands for
go.
the strong mind, the strong body, and the strong heart.
There we go, baby. Let's
go.
Yeah, Carhartt. Yeah, you guys went all out, man.
For you.
Good looking
Next,
out.
man.
Yeah,
Since
look at the
you wear the
calcetines
shorts,
right there.
bro. You wear the
Sock
shorts.
check,
Yeah,
sock
sock
check.
Get the sock check
Hey, where am I?
with
Right
the
here.
sweat 3 socks. Let's go.
Yeah,
Damn,
That's a beautiful
there you go. I'm
piece
about
right
to
there.
double these up
There
right now.
we go.
Exacto.
Good looking out, man.
And to keep us G'd up, to keep the G in you, the God vibrating in you, we got a G'd up
Right on,
grease,
man.
super grease right there.
Hot on the mic.
That's
Shout
right,
this in my
Coach.
drink
Hot
right
on
now.
the mic.
very
Man,
own,
look
man.
at you, bro.
Exactly,
Mix that in.
man. It's a beautiful
yeah,
piece.
Right, bro.
man.
Let's
What's
give
up?
it.
hot
Let's
on the
give.
mic,
Let's
bro.
give
That's crazy.
this young man a round of applause. So here we go. Let's give the people what they want. Let's give the people what they want. Can you do me a favor and not hold back?
I'll do my best, man.
Can you
I've held back my whole life.
Can you do me a favor and not apologize for who you are?
I'll do my best, man.
Let's get it. Let's get it then.
do my best.
Then let's let the people know. The first question we always start every episode with is, who is Rigoberto?
Oh, man.
Avila.
We went over this one earlier, man, and, you know, I just want to go back to saying, like, you know, it's just who am I is a challenging question, because I think it's a question that we all ask ourselves every day, you know, and you battle with it every day. And you show people who you are by your characteristics, you know, how you carry yourself, how you treat them, more so than anything. And I feel, you know, when you look in the mirror in the morning and you're trying to identify all those things, you know, you go through your day trying to be the best version of yourself that you can find within you. And even though you have some small pushbacks, setbacks. You always have to overcome those obstacles in order to get ahead to realize who you really are, and when it comes to me, I ask myself those things every day. Am I being true to myself? Am I authentic? Am I doing a good job as a human being? Am I a good son? Am I a good father, new father? Am I a good coach? Trying to be the best version that I can for a lot of these kids, especially now. But who am I? I'm just a dude that grew up in a small town, went through some shit, and here trying to make a difference that hopefully some of these kids don't have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's who I am.
Sick.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I gotta say, a change maker, from what I've understood, is a change bringer, man.
Thank you, man. Wow.
Now, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to go a different path. I'm going to ask you what these words mean or what they've meant. Okay? You ready?
Sure.
All right. Doubt.
Man, that comes to mind every single day. And you got to approach it like the law, man, has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. Doubt's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. But never doubt yourself, man. Because no matter what, you're never going to know unless you try. And if you fail, then at least you tried. So when you face doubt, take a few punches at it, man. Just keep moving forward.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Let's go alone.
Alone. Damn. Alone is something that I felt my whole life, man. I got 2 beautiful sisters and 2 older brothers, my parents. But even then, man, sometimes in a home full of love, man, you feel alone. So what do you do with that, man? You look for love in different places, man, whether it be in the streets, with drugs or alcohol, or finding it in any avenue that you can, right? That's what a lot of people do, man. They look for that love, man. But even sometimes you still feel empty, and you're trying to fill that void of loneliness, and you kind of have to approach that with like a certain stature, with yourself, because you could fall into a pit hole of loneliness, or you could flip it and you can utilize that feeling alone into creating more life out of it. Because maybe sometimes it's not being alone, man. It's just trying to find yourself and who you are, who you want to be, and how you want to push forward in life, and who you want to help out and who you want to bring with you, because we've been put on this earth for who knows what reason, right? But you got to find that fire within you to not feel alone, man, because life's all about, living. And how do you live? Pues not being alone, man.
Yeah.
Next one, life.
Life.
What's life meant to you, bro?
Life. I think, like I said, man, I think we've all been put on this earth for some reason, and you gotta find your passion, your goals, and what you want to do. How do you want to live it out in the end? Do you want to be someone that just went to work, came home and waited for the next day, or do you want to be out? Do you want to be someone who went out there and chased your dreams and fulfilled your life with abundance of things that you can talk about? Do you want someone to tell you the story, or do you want to be the person that tells the story? You know what I'm saying? That's what life means to me, man. Be a person that tells the stories, not that the story's being told too.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go. We are in your beautiful establishment, this gym here in Greenfield, California.
Greenfield, California.
Not Gonzales. Yeah, I know y'all thought we were in Gonzales. I knew we were in Greenfield. Now, shout out to all the beautiful 101 North, 101 South.
We're in Chula right now.
Chula.
Oh, dang.
Shout out to everybody. Now, take us to the beginning, man. Take us to childhood, you growing up. What was it like? What were you like? What was the world like then? What did life mean then?
You know, growing up as a kid in Greenfield, it was just, my parents were immigrants.
¿De qué parte?
De Michoacán.
¿Qué parte?
Cualcomán.
Cualcomán.
La birria de Cualcomán is amazing.
There you go. The one that's in Castro, right?
Castro, right? So what's mom and dad's name?
Lucina and Severo Avila.
Lucina.
Respetos.
Yeah.
I love the name, by the way. Lucina, you know, like.
Now they migrated
Immigrated, yeah.
legally.
No.
Okay, got it. Hold on. Careful. We're good now.
Yeah, we're good. Now,
Okay.
Thankfully.
So back up. Anybody questioning? Okay, so
Yeah, man.
both of them.
Yeah, both of them, man.
Do you know the story of how they came across?
Yeah, lightly, man. I think, it was a lot, maybe a little bit more easier compared to now. But, I just remember my dad telling me that he came in the trunk of a car, man. So, going, fast forwarding a little bit to life, just thinking about that now, it's like, they did all this for us, in reality, because he came over here and, two older brothers, two older sisters, including myself, they did everything they could for us, and I respect and love my father for all that, man, because a lot of people come over here to create a better life, man, and I know a lot of going on right now in the world. Yeah. A lot of families are being separated, man, but thankfully my parents are here, they're still alive, and I'm blessed with them, man.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. At that time, as a youngster, if I would have asked, pick an age, any age.
Pick an age?
Yeah, any number.
8.
8. If I could meet 8-year-old Rigoberto and ask them, like, man, what do you think life is? What would the answer be?
8 years old. What could life be?
Yeah, what is life?
Or what is life at 8 years old? Man, I was happy, man. Even though my parents worked in the fields, like, they were there for us. I remember birthdays and Christmas. I just talked to somebody about this, man. That I was with one of my compadres. We had our kids there, and we were chilling. We were having some drinks. Just a normal thing,
Just little convivio.
Yeah, there you go. And I was reflecting. I see my daughter running around and playing, and then her playing with my compadre's son. And then I was like, man, I remember, being a kid and my dad taking me, we're in San Lucas, little old San Lucas, dude, maybe like 300 people or 500 people, and just being at somebody's house and their compadres and doing the same thing. And now we're reliving that stuff, and I was like, man, how fast time goes by, dude. But I remember how much I felt loved. And how much they even protected me and his compadres too. Déjalo, que se mete el cuarto que tiene, they're haciendo travesuras. But it was beautiful, man. And it's really touching to think about my parents even in that tone, because my mom would be inside talking with the comadre. She doesn't drink. They were just talking, bro. Like what we're doing right now.
They should have had a podcast back then.
They should have had podcasts back then.
All the ghosts come out.
My jefe would be there drinking with his compadre. Before then they came inside, and then they're all talking, and it was an abundance of love, man. And I just felt that the other day with one of my close friends of mine, and it's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing that you just touchdown, bro, out of nowhere. Damn.
You went there. I just asked what and that's beautiful.
You're the one
that
asking
saw
me
it,
to get in the car, bro.
you have that perspective. Now, I described you as a fire. The fellas saw it. You shut down the power in this whole place. I'm sure.
I hit the button, man.
I'm sure, yeah, there's a blackout in Greenfield. what's the ingredients that keeps this fire rolling? Because love is one of them.
Yeah, love.
But okay, what's this other fire that you talked about? This way you describe yourself. Because if you had the love, what then ignited this this beast inside of you, brother?
You guys may have seen the new supplement has entered the market. G'd Up Super Greens. Man, this has been an insane journey to be a part of, witnessing the full development and creation of these super greens. They are a supplement, and I'm very picky with mine, so this is one of the few that I do take. I take it first thing in the morning. Some of the benefits are prebiotics, probiotics, vitamins, help reduce stress and cortisol levels, as well as maintain clean energy throughout the day. My mornings are not as groggy and not as slow as they once were. Definitely try some. Let me know what you think. You can hit me up for your orders, or you can hit up Coach Al at Man on a Mission on Instagram.
Resultados. Resultados. Do you know what that means? Results. It's that simple. Results Transformation Center, baby. The vibe is there. The community is there. People are getting it in, making it happen, getting fit. It's time to get your life together. It's time for you to step in, challenge yourself. It's time for you to grow. It's time for you to stop making excuses. And it's time for you to start gaining the results that you're looking for at Results Transformation Center. Look, man, just stop in at 109 15th Street in West Sacramento. They got the best music. They got the best vibe. They got the best community that'll support you on your fitness journey, on your health journey, and will get you the results that you're looking for. Let's go.
Like I told you guys, you know, it's a difficult thing for me to talk about, because first and foremost, like I never want to, you know, glow or paint something that in a invalid way. You know, I say this just as authentic as I can, man. My experience, my life is my life. I rarely share it with anybody, and those people who know me that I've shared a piece of my life with, that's because I trust you, I confide in you, and you know, it's difficult, bro. And if you see me getting emotional, because I am an emotional person, and when I speak, bro, I speak from the heart. I don't see no other method that exists for people, and I truly don't believe in having to hide anything, but at the same time, I've been very, very, you know, reluctant to speak about my past, you know, and I've done it with certain people, like I said, but you know, what keeps all this is, you know, what I went through and all that stuff as a kid, and then, you know, trials and tribulations as a teenager, and then as an adult. You know, I just don't want, I don't want people or kids, teenagers, to go through some of the that we went through in this town, you know. As a teenager, it was tough, man. I grew up here and, you know, got involved in a lot of street and went to a place that I don't want anybody to go to, you know, and I still got people that I know that are still in that place. And it's an easy ticket, man. The streets will suck you in as soon as they can, man, and it starts when you're young. It doesn't start when you're older, man. It starts when you're young. So you got to start making good choices, good positive choices, and you know, if you want to live a glamorous lifestyle, man, you better start thinking about your future, man, because they don't want to teach you that in school. They teach you how to, you know, some fake history and, you know, certain things that you think you have to know, but you gotta. One thing I did when I was a kid was read, man. You gotta expand your mind. You gotta be able to do your own research, look up your culture, you know, talk to your people, talk to your relatives, and kind of figure yourself out and who you are, you know. And I'm rambling on a little bit, you know, but it's hard for me, man. It's hard for me just to go back in time and relive some of the things that we went through. And it's not just me, man. It's a lot of our people out here, a lot of our boys, a lot of our friends, you know the stories, man. And it's just hard for me to speak on, you know.
Yeah.
And more so than anything, I see right there, it says, be a savage and go after your wildest dreams, you know. And reading that, you know, I felt that's how we were when we were young, you know. But our dreams were limited. You know, our dreams were limited, man, because we grew up in such a small town with where dreams are shattered, bro. Where dreams are shattered. But I'm here to tell you, man, look around you, man. Take a quick look. When did I ever think I would have some mitts that said my last name on it, man? That's a blessing. And more than anything, you know, I'm super thankful for all the kids that have entered this gym, because you want to ask me again what the meaning of life is, bro? I'm living it right now. That's the meaning of life, bro.
Let's go. Let's go. Now, I'm going to keep asking because it's I'm genuinely, as an individual, soaking up game, right? I'm genuinely, as a person who was able to see the fire without knowing you personally right off the bat. I have to ask, because I don't want to assume. Why do you believe, one, that telling your story is healthy? Do you believe it's healthy? Two, what is the difficulty? Like, why? Because it's common. It's a common thing, right? Like, and I know my reason why it's difficult, but I wouldn't assume it's the same reason.
It's just, you know, I've always just tried to, I think people who know me well, you know that it's something that I think we just been embedded in us that you don't speak on, you know, you kind of just, you just don't, you know. And more so than anything, I just feel like we grew up in a certain standard, or like, well, and I'm sure there's people out there that can relate to this. We just grew up with a certain standard. Like, there's certain things you just don't talk about. And at the same time, you know, you never want to boast or brag about anything. You know what I'm saying? So it was just something that was, I think, embedded in us when we were young. And I've just always held myself to that level. But, you know, I do find therapy and speaking on it. That's a reality, man. And I hope anybody out there listening, and that whether they're listening because they want to hear what I have to say or we have to say, or whether they're listening just to judge me, I could give a to be real.
Yeah.
Listen closely right now, man, because if I share my story and I feel like I'm sharing now, enough time's gone by that I can just, you know, let it out now, man. It ain't to be cool. It ain't to trying to earn some respect down here, bro. It's just another story that's already been told for the past 30 plus years by other people, man. So, you know, get in line, man. It's just my turn right now.
Beautiful.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
And I gotta say, maybe it hasn't, bro. And you're the person to tell the story for all the people who haven't had that ability to speak like you do, bro. You speak very well.
You do.
And
Thank you,
I
bro.
can only imagine how you help your kids through the fight. It's ridiculous, bro. The way you speak.
You're able to tap. The reason that the level of success is, we call it like dimensions and frequencies. And if you've never been there, you can't talk about what that is. And you can't visit someone. And when somebody is there and you can see that that's where they're psychologically, that's the block they're on, you're able to be like, I know exactly where you're at. I'll go find you and bring you. You get to coach them through that. Yeah. So that goes to this question, man. If you could just snap your fingers and put two worlds side by side, what age needed this coach? No, what age? Like, what version of you needed you, bro? Because I have this feeling like you're becoming the person you needed.
Yeah, I honestly think, man, it's crazy. It's
Who needed you? Who needed you? What version? What age? Where were you at? What age? I don't need to know the whole story. I just want to know
elementary school.
Elementary school. What? How old?
I don't know. Maybe going back to that age. Maybe was it 8, 9, 10, something like that?
Okay.
Right? Was that when you were in elementary? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember sitting in a circle with a couple of young kids, and we're all talking about who's gonna have what nickname and what are you gonna do? You have to go punk this kid and all that.
What was your nickname?
Shit, you know that.
Hey, what is the name? Let's go nicknames, bro. What is the nickname?
Hey,
nah, man.
Not that one. We didn't get that one. All right, tell me after. What's we turn this off? No, so why that 9-year-old? Why did that?
Because I just feel that's where it started. You know, you grew up in a small town, and most families were working in the field, so you don't see your parents. So what do? You resort to the streets, man. You want to go hang out with your friends. Well, hey, let's go to the store and let's go take something. Because we don't have no money. Right. But we want something, let's go get a candy bar. And then it starts with the candy bar. Oh, and then it's a toy, let's go get a toy. And then from a toy, it went to something else, So, everybody had their little things going on and stuff. But, I still remember, that vividly, just that little circle right there, man. And maybe, that's why I think schools, man, are a key element in an approach for setting standards for our kids, man. And if there's any teachers out there listening, man, any staff, these kids have a lot of things on their minds, man. And like I said earlier, man, with social media, man, it's so influential. But you got to be bigger than social media. You got to be bigger than that bull influence they're kicking. You got to be somebody that they can relate to, someone they can talk to. And that's not always about don't do this and don't do that. Sometimes kids just want to be heard, man. And maybe if you give them an opportunity, they'll give you a nickname. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go to something that Coach R talked about today, actually. Okay. He talked about, love is meant to be given, right? And any love that you hold back turns into pain that then you live with and carry. So if you don't fully go in with love, this love then becomes pain, resentment. Yeah. It becomes this heaviness in you. And you love hella hard.
Yeah.
Like you really do. You can see it. You genuinely, I believe part of the success is like you just kept pouring and keep pouring. Because it's not you already did it and you're set. This is now you committed to loving forever kind of thing. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So where are you pulling this love from? Why love so hard?
Because I don't remember if this was earlier before it cut off, but we're talking about being alone, right? Was that this one or the?
Tú dale.
All right. This one.
There's no such thing as the other way.
I'm lost already, bro.
That's perfect.
Yeah, man.
That's perfect.
But anyways,
why love so hard, bro?
Why love so hard? That's all we got, man. That's all we got. Love is, think about Marley, man. All he wanted to do was share peace and love amongst everybody, bro. And Bob Marley's still vivid and loud to this day right now. So peace and love is the best remedy, man. It's the best of everything. You when you're a kid, man, think about it. You just took me back earlier to 8 years old, and the first story I came out was thinking of my dad drinking outside, and then my mom talking, and me just wandering around, and then them coming in there and conviviendo. And then I had fast forward to just a couple of days ago, being there with my compadres and having that same thing. It's just that, bro. Love's a powerful thing, man. And maybe people look at it like, oh, that's some sensitive ass right there. Well, hell yeah, it is, bro. But the same thing happens in the street, bro. And you love your boys, and that's the reality of it, man. But why can't we share that love in other places? Why can't we share that love at work? Why can't we share that love with our family? Why can't we share that love right here at a boxing gym, man? You want to uprise your people. You want to make them feel like family. You want to make them feel comfortable. You want your kids to be able to run around and function like a little village, bro. So yeah. Love is a beautiful thing, man. It's the only thing, With love, there's everything, man. Love can solve a lot of issues in this world, man, but it's just hard to drill that into people's head these days, man, especially with like all this that's going around, man. But love is the only thing that can save the world, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta say, we spoke about that with these youngsters here, just on the street, bro. Yeah. And that word was being used because it had to come out. And this is how it came out today, right? Like this love needs to be shared. Yeah, it needs to be talked about. It needs to be the foundation of our conversations.
Correct, man.
Right?
Needs to become more of a normal thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody says much love, you know, in your little comments and you know, shit, you know, you go on Instagram, it's a little heart. And no one ain't tripping when they do that thing, but when it comes to talking about it, bro, then everybody's kind of reluctant about it, you know? But just want to take this moment right now to tell all the kids who come right here, man, I got all the love in the world for you, man. This wouldn't exist without you. You know, the people want to talk about me being the face of this and all that stuff. Nah, man, this is nothing without you. This is nothing without you. You want to talk about the fire? You guys are the wood that came right now. They're the dry oak wood, man, and you guys keep burning, man. That it's an eternal ember that doesn't give up, man. And from the littlest to the biggest, man, you know me, man. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. And for all I know, you'll never listen, but that's just coming from the heart right now, man.
Boom. Let's go.
Where did you first
Let's go, my brother. Sharing some love.
Where did you first discover and understood your mindset? Because you're the first person that I've ever met that really thought that going after it was a reality. To you had a vision that no one else saw, and you just pioneered. Where did that idea and that mindset come from?
It just, like I said, man, when I was a kid, you know, going back to maybe around that age, 8 years old, shit,
You found it.
you know, I still remember being in Sonardo, man, and that's where my dad's brother lived, you know, rest in peace, my tío Ángel. But they had a little library, bro, down there, and I used to go there and look at the books and stuff, and I used to pull out Garfield books, you know, the cat, and I used to trip out on them, you know, little comic strip. But, you know, then after that, you know, skimming through them, and I got a little more adventurous and started looking at different books, you know. Then I got into history. And back in Salas, there used to be a bookstore. I forget the name of it, Walden Books or something. But I used to go in there and just chill, believe it or not. I used to go sit against the wall of books and just sort through them, bro.
Where at, man? Where was this book?
I think it was Walden Books. It used to be right there in the mall. Back in the days, bro. It was on a corner next to where it used to be Sears. But I used to just go chill and, you know, read the books right there. And it kind of expanded my mind a little bit. It just gave me a whole nother level of imagination. You know, we talked about imagination on the first one. Yeah.
Let it go,
let it
bro.
Let it go.
There's only one.
There's only one.
That's
All right.
right. So yeah, let's talk about imagination now. Yeah,
You know,
so your
just
imagination.
that. So my imagination, you know, just got expanded. So I always dream, bro. I was a dreamer, man. You know, and I feel like I utilize that stuff throughout my life, you know, and you know, going to that place where who am I and all that stuff. I mean, I always dreamed about being someone positive and someone that cared and someone that wanted to help people, you know. When I was a kid around 8 years old, I remember I used to sit at the table, you know, eating cereal and pretending that I was somebody else and I was giving that person food because they didn't have any, you know, just little that went on, you know, when I was young, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I hope that now with everything I do, it's maybe I'm not giving them some food, man, but I hope that I'm giving them some hope, you know what I'm saying?
Some nutrients, some alimento, man. You're giving some people some alimento.
Yeah, man.
Now let me, for somebody who goes after, you know, we've talked about what Glamorous Grind is all about. And it's people who are past the, I want to do something. Yeah. I have a dream. And they go after it, genuinely go after it. We often talk about, and I'm often grateful for, I'm going to go to the 8-year. I have the same kind of feeling, right? Where this young person has all this love, all this fire, all this wanting to just give. And then life takes its course. Whatever the journey is, and some people close their heart because they need to survive, right? They stop loving and they start doing everything else but being themselves, right? And that purity, that innocence kind of leaves the child, right? Now, that happens often. What doesn't happen often is then that person decides to open up their heart again and decides to continue to go after the dream, even though life has been the opposite of what we have given. Often life gives you the opposite, right? Yeah. To challenge you, to put you against the ropes, right? To put you in that corner. Can you share a bit of did you have the experience of closing off your heart, of needing to cope, of needing to survive, from that loving child, that 8-year-old with the cereal and the nicknames and the love that you were exploring and feeling? Can you share a little bit of that, if you had that moment of, or that time or that phase where like you had to close out to survive or cope, to then opening your heart again? That's the amazing part for me.
Shit. Well, when I think of my, later in life, I think when my heart closed off was just when I didn't care no more. I didn't care about repercussions. I didn't care about, consequences and all that. I didn't care what I put my family through. And I feel that was the biggest shut off ever. And it cost me dearly because it took me away from my family and my loved ones. And even though that was temporary, I felt that brought me back to life, man, because I realized that everything that I had was already there. Everything I wanted was already there, bro. And stupidity and bad choices took me away from that, So going back to, going through things and maybe that's part of the struggle, the situation. I almost felt like I had to go through that. I had to go through to come out clean on the other side, And I felt that I went through, that a lot of people go through and are still going through, I bounced back from it, man. And I told myself, I'm not going to let this hold me back, and I'm never going to be that person that I knew I didn't want to be. I wanted to be someone different when I was like 8 years old. I wanted to be a person that explored their mind and had a positive influence and was engaging rather than someone that was shut off, quick to resort to violence. And I hope that I'm still working on becoming that better person, man.
Beautiful, bro. Come on.
I gotta say,
Come on.
yeah, the hope. I mean, we see it. I mean, you're doing it, man. You're becoming.
I see the smirk on the face when you talk about the 8-year-old. I think you just like
I know,
Recuerdo. You had like a reunited and it feels so good. A reunited and it feels so good moment, and that's for you, man. That's I think you keep that 8-year-old in your heart, and that becomes your hero almost. It's like kind of what I'm seeing. You realize it right now.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna touch base on that, man, because my lady will attest to this, man. Like, I'm a kid at heart, bro. Like, a lot of people don't get to see that from me, bro. But the biggest blessing I have is with my 2 little ones is I get to be a kid again. And maybe that was something that I didn't get to live through when I was trying to be cool, trying to fit in and trying to impress other people with bull, And anybody who really knows me knows I'm a chill guy, man. This is all something else, bro. This is who I have to be for everyone else at times, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, bro, like I said, I just got a lot of love, bro. I love to fucking laugh. I love to chill, and I'm a fucking 8-year-old at heart, bro.
Hey, let's go. We found him. He's in there. He's in there, ladies and gentlemen. The 8-year-old at heart. Now, Glamorous Grind, man, we're going to bring it back. Often people believe that, man, that all sounds cool. That all sounds great. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I see what you guys are doing. All that sounds great, but it's your personality. It's your charisma. It's because you're so confident in yourself. And people are stuck, right, between the dream and this place that they call comfort, right? That they just call this side of the street. And how to get to the other side. And there's all these different ideas. Buy a class online. 3 steps to becoming successful. 5 steps. Like, it's all like this. It's almost an overwhelming amount of knowledge. Now, your particular story, I admire because your approach has been my approach, right? You have what we know as a nonprofit, right? This place is a nonprofit. And you have your W-2. You have your, is it 8 to 5, 9 to 5 sort of idea. Now, somebody would think, like you said, they think I just have this and they think I just have that, right? Some people say they don't have enough time. Some people think they have to quit their W-2 to then start their thing. I'm like, don't do that. Like, I'm always like, my philosophy is start your boat while you are on the boat, right? You don't want to start your boat when you got 2 little ones, got to feed people, and you don't even know where to get the wood from to start your idea, right? What's your philosophy about, and for people hearing, like, people that maybe have a job, also similar concept of like, I have this thing and then I'm going after my thing anyways. It's not this or that, it's this and that. What's been your approach? How are you managing your energy between having all of that? Is there a work-life balance? Like, does that even really exist for people who have a dream and have a job at the same time?
Well, I'm doing it, man. So it can be done. You know, it has its perks and it has its downs, but it's like anything, man. I tell myself sometimes, what would I be doing if I was just at home right now? You know, what if I wasn't at the gym? What would I be doing? Kicking it, maybe watching a movie. Yeah, get my workout in, but after that, what's there's still something empty. You know, there's still a void to fill. So, you know, I think if you have a passion for something, and you know how funny, I just talked to this about this with one of my coworkers today. He's a coach himself, and I told him, man, you got to get started with your own thing, bro. Like, you know, he has a passion for baseball, and I was like, hey, man, you start your Instagram, and you know, just one little step. You know, you don't have to quit your job for that. You know, you know. So
don't quit your job and start your Instagram. It's not gonna work out.
But you feel me? I mean, people go beyond the normality of the situation and overthink things, and I feel where a lot of people are cursed like that. Like, they curse themselves to think like that, and you have to have an open mind. And if you have a passion for something, you know, then chase it, man, and live with it. Because believe me, man, I don't ever feel like I work a day in here, and you know, it's a beautiful feeling, man, because you know, it's just a beautiful, loving thing that makes you, you know, throw everything that you have into it, and it becomes a part of you. You know, just like when you do your videos, bro. You know, the first thing I said is, man, when you throw your heart into it, what happens, bro? Boom, you create magic, bro.
1 million views.
You know?
You just got 1 million views. Come on,
man. Have you seen? And you know, I gotta share the spotlight right here, bro. When you talk, bro, it's the same thing, bro. You know, I've been in that you know, gymnasium with all the kids. I wanted to say that, you know, and it is, bro. And you're there, bro, but everybody's focused on you, bro. And you have that power to be able to do that, man. I mean, that's some. You want to talk about gangster? That's some gangster ass shit right there. You know what I'm saying? People,
100.
If you can silence a crowd, bro, I mean, you're doing something pretty good, bro. Yeah. You know, so kudos to both you guys, you know, and everything that you're doing, especially with this, and you know, Glamorous Grind, bro. You know, and I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to speak. I hope the words that I've shared so far, you know, are decent enough for people's ears, and at the same time, powerful enough to make an impact on those who want to use them for something positive, man. And to the rest, pues, ahí estamos, man. I'm still me. You can
catch up, baby. Catch up. He's still lit. He's still lit.
Coach, I got a question. So, Coach, you have this amazing establishment. You have this environment where people are just going through the deepest, right? In their exercise, in getting punched in the face. People are growing through adversity in this place, bro. Which is like this is where Batman lives, right? The darkness, bro. Now, my question to you is, how did this come about? I mean, did you box when you were a kid? Were you a boxer? Were you in the ring many hours? What's going on? Tell me about that.
Yeah, no, that's a thing that I tell people openly. I never boxed in my life. I never stepped into a ring. I never put on gear like that. you know, I grew up here in town, and you know, the closest thing that we had at the time was when I was a kid, around 8 years old, was Sonardo.
I know what the name of this episode is.
8 years old. 8 years old. Shit.
8 years old.
You know, my primos lived out there. My uncle was out there. My dad's brother, and you know, Coach Rolo had his own little thing going on over there. Coach Rodolfo. Yeah, he had his own little gym out there. He started it up, and you know, when I was a kid, maybe go run or once or twice, 3 times with them. But you know, we didn't go there every weekend. So, but I've always taken a liking to boxing, man. I shared the story before that, you know, I watched the Chavez fight with Taylor, where my dad put some money on Chavez, and the other dudes had it on Meldrick Taylor, and then come the 12th round, you know, he puts him down with 10 seconds left. And I still remember my dad shared some of that money with me, you know. But more so than that was when I grew up, you know, the things that I was going through, you know, in elementary and you know, like I talked about the bullying part and whatnot. And my mom ended up buying me a punching bag. And then I just, you know, mimicked everything that I saw and practiced. And, you know, unfortunately, I grew up fighting a lot, man. It's something that I don't like sharing, you know, because I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to influence kids on that. You know, it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I was always in fear when I would fight, but I would fight, and I had to learn how to defend myself. You know, literally just for walking from school to the house or anything, and it progressed as I got into high school, man. So, anyways, that defense mechanism that I learned on my own, in a sense, progressed later because I met an individual by the name of Nutty from Fresno, and we trained together for several months, and he was a pro boxer.
How old were you?
At that time, I was already, man, like 18, 19, 20, something like that. Yeah, so.
And you just stayed with it, and
I
then
just
you meet
always stay
Nutty.
with it.
You meet Nutty.
And then I meet Nutty, and you know, he told me, man, like, oh, do you train? You fight? And I was like, no, you know, I just do this on my own. And then he was a pro boxer, and he was all shredded, you know, and, you know, he knew what the hell he was doing, man. And he would meet me up and show me more things. Like, hey, man, you could do this on your own and whatnot. And I'm like, nah. I was always doubting myself, you know, like, nah, I can't. And then friends of mine, you know, they'll attest to this. They'd always tell me, dude, why don't you do this? You know, like, dude, like, you like this. You train all the time in your garage and stuff, because I would always train my parents' garage. And then, you know, fast forward.
Wow.
There was
So wait, so this was being like you were training in the gym, I mean in your garage.
Yeah.
Setting it, like creating this environment, and people were noticing, like, why
people would stop by and
like,
be like, "Oh,
this
do you
guy's
do
training
this?"
hardcore.
Yeah, dude. And I was in shape at the time, you know.
So you were so you were training to, were you training to, like, to learn the craft?
I loved it. I loved it. I love boxing,
Beautiful.
you know. So I would travel to events and take my family and whatnot, and you know, at the time just go to every fight I could. You know, Vegas was one of my favorite spots, man. So other than that, watching it and learning the etiquette of it, and it was just like an art to me, you know. And it is art.
It is an art.
And unfortunately, we didn't have that around here. You know, there was no boxing gym in Greenfield. And like I told you, the nearest one was in Sonardo. I couldn't go there every day. And the other ones were in Salinas. And I think I went one time, you know, but it was just, you know, how am I going to get there? You know, how was I going to get there when I was a kid? And like I said, you know, after that, just friends kept telling me, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And then it came to this point later in life, you know, just a couple of years ago, because people would stop by, hey, can you train me? Or, hey, do you do boxing? Or, hey, tú eres un entrenador, o qué onda, te miro aquí. And I'll be like, no, you know, más aquí ando pegando la bolsa. You know, speed bag, jumping rope, and all this, whatever, right? You know, and this, like I said, this is just my story. And then it came to a point where, you know, a woman ended up coming by and saying, hey, can you train my son? This is what he's going through right now. And, you know, there's a little bit of bullying going on in school. And I said, I'm not no coach. And, you know, I just do this on my own. She's like, well, can you show him what you do? And from there, I took on that challenge. You know, I stopped doubting myself, and I took that challenge. And before you know it, man, that kid developed into a kid who was not getting bullied anymore and was able to defend himself. And, you know, I remember she called me. She's like, hey, just so you know, so-and-so got in a fight at school. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, man. This is why I didn't want to teach him, and I didn't want to get in trouble. He's like, no, I'm calling you to tell you thank you, because he finally stood up for himself. And then before you know it, that mom talked to another mom, Another mom talked to another mom, and then before you know it, started 3, 4, 6, 5 students, and then
Word of
before you
Sound
know
familiar?
it,
They sound
word of
familiar.
mouth, bro.
30 kids,
So
40,
let me
50
ask you
kids.
this: Is fighting natural? Is fighting a natural thing? Do we know that from kids, from baby? Do we know that? Is that a natural thing?
No. You know, I tell everyone this, man. You know, I think I just shared it. No, I don't tell everyone this. I just shared this the other day. And it's like the percentage of people who know how to defend themselves is like less than 1% in the world.
There's this guy going around on Instagram saying, "Do you think you can fight? Why do you think you can fight?" And he's asking these people, and everyone's saying yes.
Yeah, everybody thinks they can fight. Everybody thinks they can fight. You know, just because I said my story and said, oh, I used to train and all that shit doesn't mean I can go in there. Just because I sparred with kids doesn't make me anything. They'll probably whip my ass.
He's like, I'm punking these kids all day, baby. He's
Feeling
getting
like a
back
champ,
at
you know what I'm saying?
everybody that
Yeah.
ever bullied him. He's taking it out on those kids.
It's an art, man, and I gotta say it's leveled up kids, man. It makes people feel great. I have my son, 18 years old now, but at 16 he was training some boxing, and he was able to piece me up, bro.
Yeah, it's
able to take me to a place where my cardio was breaking down, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. And he's still like that, and I'm just like, I'm not going hard. But it was like there's an art to it. There's a etiquette. There's a
definitely,
skill. There's a
man.
technique.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
And if you can stay balanced, then you're all step one. Stay
Balance
balanced.
is key. Balance is key.
You also learn like a mindset, right? Like discipline and
Oh,
like
man,
it's a whole
it's,
thing than just punching, right?
Like I tell them, man, stepping into the ring, stepping up into the ring takes a courage of its own, man, because it's a whole nother world once you're in there, man. And like I tell the kids, you guys are living the dream that I always wanted, man. When you guys go fight and do that, you guys are doing something that I wish I could have done. So, you know, people talk about, oh, well, you didn't box, and why is he doing that? And that, oh, he never did it. Well, first of all, come and test me. Second is that's why I'm here, to start it, to begin it, so it has its beginning. Other people have had their beginnings, and they have their stories. This one's just mine.
beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Now, my goodness, I have to go here, right? You're born here, raised here, and you've established this beautiful facility, sanctuary. We've been talking about the sanctuary, right?
Sanctuary.
Beacon, for sure.
Where you see all these young people come in, some dreamers, some drifters, some people who are locked in, some people who just want to hang out. Like you see all of them,
Hell
right?
yeah.
The ones that are serious and the ones that are like, I got nowhere else to go. Give me the best part of serving your own, and give me the real challenging part of serving your own. What part do people not know? As a founder, as an owner, as a coach, as a giver, as a server, as the fire that keeps yourself lit through your belief system. What's the, man, this is the best part right here. Like, this is the one that, me llena, the fulfilling part. And what's the part? We're going to have to go get him some water. We want to make sure you get us some water. What is the most fulfilling part, and what is the part that bothers you, drains you, and just, it's unbelievable. Almost like I give this much, and this is how people.
That's a tough one, man.
And I know this is how it works, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, where did I start? The hard part is just, you know, is doing my best to be there for my lady and now my new little ones, man. That's the hardest part. Work. I mean, that comes with the territory, but you know, I just want to be there for them. You know, I don't want to be a part-time dad or something like that. You know, so that's the hardest part for me, man. And I think about that every day. My little ones. I mean, right now, you know, it's late at night. I've only been at home for maybe 30, 40 minutes, and that's what people don't get, you know. I get up early in the morning and go to work and, you know, do that. Every now and then maybe stay over, rush home, you know, sometimes don't eat, get ready and hop back over here. And, you know, sometimes I feel like everybody expects you to have a happy face and all that. But, you know, you're getting mentally prepared to take on the challenge of the day because you don't want to let these kids down. So it's hard, man. And you know, if my lady's listening to this, you know, I want to say thank you for everything that you deal with. You know, you're at home right now with the 2 little ones, and I just want to say thank you for being such a great partner, such a beautiful person that you make me feel like an 8-year-old kid.
I think we found the title of your book. I think we got a book coming out. Have you?
Find your eight.
And what's the wifey's name? What's the wifey's name?
Karina.
Karina.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karina, for holding it down, being an incredible partner, teammate.
Definitely.
Right.
Without
She's
her,
in
this
your
wouldn't
corner,
exist,
right? She's
man.
in your
Oh,
corner.
yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
every
we
time
know.
it's about me being the coach, bro, but she's the one
yeah.
that's coaching me in the corner, bro. So when I go put up, you know, people don't think I technically step in the ring, but metaphorically, you know, when I step in the ring, she's the one who has my back with everything, you know. So she's a great person, man. If I wouldn't have, if I don't have her in my life, man, I don't have anything, you know. So I'm super thankful for her. And
Karina.
you know.
Karina. One more time. Round of applause. We got to give you a shout out because he's not home, because he's right here talking about you and acknowledging the efforts.
This is just so I don't get in trouble.
I know. We're going to make sure this is the real.
best part of the whole
That was all we've
was
been
all
talking
part of
about
the
the whole
plan.
time.
podcast, bro.
It was all part of
That was the deepest part. That was beautiful. Thank you,
As a
Katina.
giver, as a
For making
fire,
this man.
as a giver, as a fire, as a lover that you just give, how do you deal with, you know, because you're doing it all, bro. You're putting it all the details, the cleaning. I mean, you put all this thought into it. Have you dealt with, and I believe you have, I'm not going to assume, have you dealt with it, and how do you deal with when people aren't grateful or hate or se cree?
I mean, I deal with that all the time, but you know, this just comes part of the territory.
How
man.
do you
You
for,
just
for somebody that may not know
you just gotta you know put your tuck in your chin, put your hands up, and kind of move through it. You know, take the shots, man, because they're gonna come. And especially
any unexpected that you did not see coming. That
well,
when
just
you
in
were
the
doing
beginning.
this,
Just in the beginning,
Talk
you
to
know,
me about that
you
a
know,
little
with the whole thing, and you know, we were working in a garage, and you know, the PD would come by and tell us we had to shut down, that we couldn't be there, and this was obviously pre-COVID stuff, and you know, we're like, what are we doing wrong? You know, like we're just, you know, the kids would stay there late, man. They didn't want to go home. You know, 9 o'clock. You said some of them don't want to be home. You know, so we'd be there, you know, in a little, you know, small garage and running and doing stuff and training, and it was a beautiful thing, man. I miss the garage, man. That, you know,
I remember those days. I remember those days.
I
Yeah.
miss the garage.
Yeah,
That's the quote.
it was home, man.
That's
And,
the
you know,
quote.
and, you know,
I miss the
thankfully,
garage,
my
man.
my parents, you know, they gave us the opportunity to use that, man. Because if it wasn't for them, you know, and everything works in a full circle, you know. It's almost like you're holding hands, you know. Boom, you know who's coming next. Boom, get inside, you know. And you kind of hold yourself together and don't let any bad stuff come inside. But you know, that was really hard, and because we weren't doing nothing wrong, and we had a little battle, you know, with the city and trying to get something going and established here. I mean, we had trouble even opening up this place, and for what, man? I mean, we're just trying to help out kids, man, and maybe they didn't see me as the right person for it, or maybe they looked at me like a bad influence from.
So there was hurdles to open this.
There was
amazing
major
place
hurdles,
up.
major hurdles, man. You know, I mean,
I was just following the story. I was following the story on Instagram. I was like, damn.
Yeah, what type of hurdles? Like, why were they trying to stop this place that builds men and women, bro?
yeah, you
It's
know,
one of the best boxers.
I just felt it was just like I said. I think it had more to do with me than anything, you know. And I kind of say it more now than I would before, but I just felt like in their eyes, I wasn't the person to be doing this. It should have been done through somebody else or somebody more appealing to their standards and stuff. So, you know, this is thankfully now, you know, everything has changed. And the conversations that we've had with people from the city, you know, they're more, you know, helpful, you know, and I hope that continues. You know, I want help. I want help, and that was something that I was very reluctant at in the beginning. You know, it's talk about being a kid. You don't want to ask for help sometimes. You know,
Correct.
And so those are things that I put behind AVB now, and it's just part of the story. And I hope that you know the help continues, and in whichever way it can. You know, if it means just staying away, then perfect. You know, we won't mess with you. You don't mess with us. You know, but I don't see why helping out kids in your community is looked down upon. And don't get me wrong, there was people from the city and as well as some officers that would say, "Hey, man, we love what you're doing. Keep it up." You know, but then we'd hear otherwise from other people. But like you said, you deal with everything. You deal with haters. You hear envidiosos, especially when you're trying to climb up the ladder, man. And sometimes it's
and to serve them, and to serve the same people that are.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's the most difficult part. Is
the challenge is always going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, you got win.
Hell yeah.
On your hat right there, and what does it take to win? You know, what does it take?
Well, the interesting part is I wear the and we've talked about it. Is we wear the win hat because the story is about loss.
Yeah. There you
know
go. And that's what I was gonna say.
And then once you tell a story, then it's like, that's
shit.
what it means.
Yeah,
My
you
bad,
go.
man.
That's what it
right,
is, man.
Right
Life
off the
is
bat,
all
you
about-
come in like, you got your
Yeah,
face
man.
on whatever it is. I said, no, well, yeah, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know. And they say this too, man. I take this quote and they say that the cheapest seats are the loudest boos.
It's true, man.
And how they do the dome, right? And like the people sitting up here in the nosebleeds are what creates. That's what you can hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I think it's cheap seats, bro. You don't even know who I am. You know. So now as you are here, you are present. You are moving in the dream, in what this vision has been. You're operating. You're serving. Is there a vision? Is there a milestone? Is there a step that you're looking to achieve? I don't often ask what's next because I don't like that word. I don't like that question because I'm like, what do you mean? It's just deeper. It's more of this.
Well,
are you a next person? Like, are you steps ahead? Where's your mind at when it comes to this?
My mind's always advancing somehow, some way.
So what's
You know,
next
so-
for AVB?
Well-
Since you're there.
Well,
If you're anything like me, making big decisions can be super intimidating. One of those decisions is like buying a house. You see memes about it, TikToks about it, Instagram reels about it, and while everyone is asking where do I start, I like to begin with who do I trust. And that is with Ruben Venegas at XL Realty and Mortgage. This is someone I personally know and trust with over 25 years in the game. He's helped hundreds of people with their real estate needs from buying, flipping, and investing. Whether you're ready or curious, this is the guy to call. Ruben Venegas at XL Realty and Mortgage, 916-206-9616.
Come over here. Hey, have you heard? Of course you've heard of this spot. 831, baby. Nourish Bar is the spot to go to. Whether you are on 101 North or 101 South, or you're in Monterey County, Soledad, King City, Greenfield, Salinas, the spot you need to stop at is Nourish Bar 831. Get your protein smoothies, get your protein donuts, get your energy tea. Hit them up at nourishbar.831 at Instagram. Check out all the goodies that they have. Hit up my people, man. Nourish Bar 831 is the spot. I'm talking about grown people problems. That's right. I'm talking about plumbing and pipes. If you are a homeowner, a business owner, a landlord, you know what I'm talking about. Yup, those squeaky pipes. Those leaky pipes. When your pipes ain't piping, they're rusted out, they're done. You need to hit somebody up. A1 Plumbing and Drains. They're taking care of the entire Northern California. I'm talking about the best in the business. All you have to do when you run into that problem, when your pipes ain't piping, dial 916-347-3275. That's 916-347-3275. Or you could just look them up at a1plumbinganddrains.org. Flush your problems away. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, there's some things that we got, you know, in line that will be, you know, shared soon. I don't want to say too much right now. You know, at the same time, I want to manifest these things and, you know, keep my wildest dreams alive, man. But I'm hoping that this definitely continues and it progresses and it gets a little bit bigger than
a lot of bit. We're gonna say
a lot of bit bigger than what it is right now, man. Yeah. So, you know, just to kind of finish off, we're the more we use our imagination, the more I think we're gonna continue to grow, bro. And that's where our mind's at right now. You know, that's where our mindset is.
Míralo. Using his words.
I got a question. How many fighters you have coming through here, man? How many students you have coming through here?
Students, man, I think right now, like officially registered is probably like maybe anywhere from 70 to 80 students. And you know, I think this is the first time I share this, you know, and I think we've registered over 700 students in this area alone. Wow. You know, so
let's go. Let's
Making
go.
impact,
Let's go. Let's go.
making
Let's
impact,
go.
man.
Let's go.
Make an impact, coach.
That powerful 8-year-old.
Now, question. So you brought up we talked about loneliness. He gave us these words, beautiful segment, loneliness. Something that boxers have to deal with in the ring. And so when you're growing up by yourself, feeling and coping with the bag, this is something that that boxers really have to go through.
Yeah, definitely. I always tell the kids, man, that hey, I'm just right here on the side, man. That has nothing to do with me. This has everything to do with you. You're the one that's gonna deal with it. This is gonna be your, you know,
this is your
story.
Yeah, bro. That's the best way to put it, man. What are you gonna create out of it? You know, I can only yell at you and tell you what to do from the outside, bro. But sometimes, you know, you're going to have to deal with this stuff on your own. And this is what I tell people. Boxing is more than just, hey, I'm going to go out there and fight. This is, you know, you're setting up your mentality to be able to deal with anything that comes your way. You know, learning how to slip a punch or block a punch or counter punch is... You have to be in a mental state of your own, you know, and only a fighter can tell you that. You know, I can't tell you that. My fighting experience is nothing compared to what these kids go through, man. So a shout out to every coach who gives all their heart to these kids and does it across. You know, if there's any coaches out there listening, man, you're my inspiration too. So don't ever. Yeah, I'm always looking to the next man to see what I can gain from them.
So I'm going to go here because I know I've told you about this. Yeah, I've told you. So I know, you know, that there's a lot of people who do know about boxing and who were boxers, who traveled through the boxing road, along with soccer, along with football, along with basketball, but they don't step up to coach. Have you ran into people who are just these minds, great minds of boxers, maybe that had the energy, they just don't step up and step in? Have you ran into that? Because I know I've learned about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to several people, and then some are like, oh, I wouldn't do this. I don't have the patience for it. You know, I fought and everything.
I'm not good with kids.
All that. Oh, man.
That's the number one answer. I'm not good with kids.
You know, and it's tough, man. You know, so, and then there's some say, you know, I think Mike Tyson said it, you know, himself. You know, he's like, you know, I wouldn't be a trainer. You know, I'm a fighter, you know. Sometimes you don't want a boxer as a coach, you know, and I'm not taking that away or anything, or trying to find a cop out for my standard. But I'm just saying that's the things that I've heard before, you know. And some of the great coaches, you know, they never fought in their life, man. I mean, shit, go back to Eddie Reynoso, man. His dad was a trainer. He used to train out there. Talking about Gonzalez earlier, you know, he used to be the carnicero over there, dude. You know, and then he went back to go because his dad wanted him to be a fighter, and then now he then picked up the coaching, and look at he has Canelo, bro.
What?
You know what I'm saying? You know, going back to even I think Cus D'Amato, I think he only had a couple of fights, you know, maybe 2 or 3, if that.
Yeah.
You know, and then maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, look at who he had.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I agree with that. I agree with that. There's a fighter mind. There's a fighter person.
Timing.
And then there's a person that's able to pour in and separate their abilities and not put it on the other person. Because I know that a lot. I've seen that a lot. Like a lot of these epic athletes struggle with coaching these the youth.
Yeah, man.
Because they don't give what they gave, right?
It's a give and take, and I think it requires both sides, man. So
yeah.
You know, shout out to all the coaches who've done it before, and the ones
100.
who are out there that never done it. You know, sometimes it's just an ability that maybe you attained or you developed, and you're working on still to this day, man. I mean, I don't consider myself a great coach or
you don't?
No, I don't, man.
Why not?
I'll tell you what thing, and I shared this with somebody else. I feel I'm good at what I do, and that's good enough for me, man.
Which is what? What do you do?
Change lives, bro.
So you're a life changer.
I try and change lives.
No, don't try. Don't try. I don't like the word try. You're a doer.
I change lives, bro. I change lives, man. And I'm here for anybody that
and now is that you're able to do it because you did it with self first?
Say that one more time.
You're able to do it for others because you did it for self first?
There you go, bro.
Okay.
I feel like I've changed my life. I made a decision and I stuck with it, and I've been slugging it out every day because I feel there's parts of me that always want to, you know, either, you know, go back to the old ways and old ways of thinking, but there's a new part of me that thinks of the future and what's the better outcome depending on the road that I take, you know. So hopefully, you know, I stay on the right road.
That's powerful. Man,
Beautiful.
and you're very you have an imagination, a strong imagination, Coach. Question to you, Coach. You have a strong imagination. My question is, how did that imagination ever did it ever trouble you? Right? So you have a very active imagination. You can use it to manifest. You mentioned that earlier. Did that imagination ever?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever lose? You mentioned closing your heart. Did you also lose your imagination? And did it take you different ways?
Yeah, you know, just like I said, man. Yeah, it just your imagination can play tricks on you too, because then I imagine myself in a different perspective, you know, of a different person that I wanted to be. You know, I had this. Oh, well, I wanted to be that. That, you know, you got to be this person, you know, and then it takes you into that, and then you start getting sucked into that role, you know, because we all play roles in our life, man. And, you know, sometimes you act accordingly. Sometimes you get out of character. Sometimes you portray yourself as a certain person for a certain situation, you know. So given that my imagination, per se, was taking me on another route, you know, yeah, you lose track of the positivity in it, and you become, you know, something that you don't really want to be, you know. So yeah, man, imagination can play tricks on you too, man. You know, just you gotta, like I said, you know, you have to gain the positive parts of it, and it's a challenge, man. It's hard, man, and being a kid nowadays is even tougher, you know. So, you know, you got to learn how to control your mind, man, and manifest the good things out of it, and hopefully be able to attain the remedy to come out, you know, successful in the end.
That's beautiful, bro. That's
right on,
beautiful.
Coach. Thank you.
Now, as we wrap this up, you know, coming to the close, part 1 does not exist. The X-Files do not exist. You know, you being somebody who has put your heart out there, from somebody who's experienced putting your face, name, address. I mean, you're putting it out there for it to be judged, for it to be criticized, for it to be loved. I mean, you're putting it out there for whatever people choose to do with it. if your words could move people, ignite people, your community, what's something that you haven't seen that bothers you, that you, if you could speak it and people would wake up to it on a real note, like as someone who gets to do this on a real note, like I'm talking about like not maybe, not hopefully, not try, like what needs to happen in our community, in your neighborhood, what must people turn to, bro? Like what switch, like what needs to happen in tu community? Because you're a fighter. Once that king, 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 there is no playing. There's no hopefully. There's no playing. There's no I'm trying. There's just swinging and defending. It's a dance. Here we go. What do people need to wake up to?
Just people gotta come together, bro. They gotta step up and speak up. You know, they gotta stop staying on the sidelines. It's time to, you know, go in there and play some ball, man. Same thing right here, man. You can't just be people who come here and you know, hit the bags and all that stuff. Sometimes you got to put on the gloves and step in the ring, you know. And sometimes you're not going to know the outcome, but you better be ready for either a good one or a bad one, you know. But I just feel that this community, Greenfield, is very low-key on sports, man. And it doesn't matter what sport it is, but it has to be brought more to light. And coaches and parents need to come together to help bring these athletes to light, man, because there's a quote that I love, man, that the hood doesn't lack talent, man. It lacks resources. So let's give them the resources they need so they can utilize their talent. I feel until we come together, that's just going to remain what it is right now.
You heard it, Greenfield. You heard it, Greenfield. Born, raised, serving, established. Like you got a neighbor. Like at the end of the day, Avila is your neighbor, right? He's a person that's here to do his best, has no blueprint other than creating a blueprint, is keeping the fire on, and everybody could come and cook their food and get their plate to go. Bring some firewood, right? Bring some damn firewood. Yep. We need to see, if y'all ain't gonna lead, then let's get behind who is. Don't get in the way, right?
Yeah, true.
Lead the way or get out the way. But homeboy needs, and we can see it, bro. We can see it. The necessity for just contribute. Like, do more. Do something. Do something to elevate. Because it's here. And we can continue the same story. Que no tenemos. Que no hay nadie.
Same story, man.
He's not nadie, right? He's a somebody. And he's helping out everybody, right? So show up, man. I want that. I want that too. I want that for Greenfield. I want that for anybody listening that can relate. And I appreciate you really putting thought into your words, because they're powerful.
Thank
and
you,
I'm going to continue to encourage you to be unapologetic. That's my first encouragement. Anytime you're apologizing, remember, it's like, Dad, Coach Al said not to apologize. Because for what?
I'm already reviewing everything I said.
You cannot apologize for someone else's feelings. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Your fighters are not in there to apologize after every hit, right? The idea is that we both agreed that this was going to hurt, you know, which is life, you know. Second is no belittling little idea. I have a little bit, no little nothing, man. You're doing your absolute best, and God wants you to do your absolute best. We were just talking about there's no such thing like when we go all out, it's just enough in God's eyes. Like you can't overdo God. Like He made you to give me. I need 2 ounces of you, to make this magic. And in our eyes, we're like, oh, I'm going 1,000%. And you go 1,000%, and God's like, yep, thank you for the 2 ounces. That's all I, like in his eyes, bro, like go all out.
Yeah. I feel
Go
that
all
one, man.
out,
That's
bro.
crazy. It's like that one that quote, man, from not a quote, but in the Bible, and it says, let me refresh it real quick. It's
Refresh it. That's beautiful.
who will I send, and whom will go for us? Here am I. Send me.
Yeah. He sent you, my brother. He sent you. He sent you. He sent you. And you are not only have you, so it's not even like what you've already done is technically more than what you've seen. But I know it's not enough in your heart. I know it. I know in your heart you're living it. It's and I don't want you to. I'm gonna encourage you to not think of, good enough, not good enough, whatever. Like you're giving your heart, and that's where God lives, man. And that's what this community needs. And I really do encourage Greenfield to stop by and say thank you. Stop by and bring him a concha and a little pan dulce or something. Like, do show gratitude. Like, we are those people, man. We're relationship people. And he sees you and he's doing this because he knows you and he is you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No. And anybody doing anything, anybody keeping their doors open or opening up a door, man, I'm serious when I say, just say, I see you. When you see a light, acknowledge a light.
And I want to touch that, man. I see all the coaches out there, man. All the coaches out there, man. You guys are inspiration to me, man. Especially right here locally in Greenfield, California, man. Every single coach out there, doing the thing that doesn't get the limelight that they deserve, man. I'm praising you right here, bro. I pray for you guys. You guys are doing something that's always overlooked, man. You guys are the backbone in this community when it comes to sports for these kids and trying to find their talent and utilize it and promote them and get them out of this box that sometimes we consider living in, man. So thank you guys.
That's right. That's right, Coach.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right, man.
So
it's developing humans, right? With the sport, like it's prepping them for real life with a sport, which
that's
is
what it is. In reality, that's all it is.
Hella fun, which is hella fun to do.
And
man.
coaches are providing sanctuaries.
Oh, big time, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom. That's
they're nature's therapist.
The nature to be nature, for nature to be nature. So let's do this, fellas, since it's like negative 10 degrees now. We had to turn off the heaters and all that, and you got to get home to the wifey and your girls and close up here. And again, thank you for spending the time. At the end of the conversation, we always do maybe a reflective piece, something that you're taking away from this experience, all of it, the unheard and the one that's going to be put out. What's something you're taking away? We'll start here, then we'll go to Sal, then we'll go to you, and close this thing out.
Yeah, so an epic day, epic night. The first piece, it's perfect. It's perfect. We're in the perfect position.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you for your time and your energy, first of all. My highlight, I got to say my takeaway of today was, how you stepped in, basically how you used the darkness to then provide a light, a beacon, a lighthouse, bro, where people can stop by and improve their life. That's wild, man.
Thank you, man.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate the alchemy that was done within you. It's deep, man. And so I love this saying that it's the greater the whole, the greater the victory, man. And so I know that this victory, Avila Victory Boxing, started from a deep as hole, bro.
Yeah, man.
You've that same depth. You see that lighthouse way up there now, bro. And so I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
Hell yeah, let's get it. What's up, Sal?
He's over there freezing.
He's over there thinking about how am I gonna edit this.
Yeah, my highlight was gonna have to be just your overall mindset, Rigo. Like, I touched on it before that you were the first person that I've like connected with and that really understood mindset and what it meant to go after something that no one else saw. So to dive deep and dig into like, your story and why you're doing what you're doing, your 8-year-old self, that like I just learning more about you, man. That's gonna be my highlight is learning more about you. That's dope.
Man. Thank you, bro.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. So, putting all this together, we always want to ensure positive present experience. I tell him we're in competition. I want the experience to be better than the video, right? Because if the video comes out better than the experience, it's like that's where I got to do the work and make sure I'm present. We're here in alignment. What would you say a highlight takeaway of being on this Glamorous Grind podcast was for you, man?
Maybe venting, man. Even it was just a little bit, and getting some things out of my chest, man, that I always felt like I had to keep quiet about, and I'm just a human being, bro. Just put on this earth and trying to do something good with my life. And apart from mistakes that I've made, I just want you to know, man, that whatever you take from this yourself, whoever's out there listening and in audio land, man, that life's a beautiful thing and you can modify it and mold it whichever way you want, man. You just gotta pick up your hands sometimes and take the shots and keep moving forward, man. So thankful for you guys hearing me out, giving me your full attention. I really felt like I was in a therapy session right now, man. So thank you guys, man.
Yeah, glad to
Appreciate
see,
it, bro.
We're proud of you, brother. Proud of you. The highlight, man, for me has got to be the smirk on your face when you just like, damn it, that 8-year-old keeps popping up. Like, what was it about that 8-year-old and just appreciation and almost this level of empathy and love that you have now as an adult? That gap gets closed a little bit. You start to build that relationship again, and whether it was the 8-year-old that was a lover or the 16-year-old or 17-year-old, which was figuring it out. It's like I think my highlight is when we're able to differentiate the difference between who you are and where you were. Because you were just acting of where you were, but you've always been who you are, and I see that, man, the authenticity. This place is real. This place is blessed with all of you, and that's the best way to do anything.
Thank you, man.
That's the best way to do anything, because this is what doing something for a living is living through it.
Living through
definitely,
the doing.
You know what I mean? Living through it. So
Living through the doing, for sure, bro.
my brother, one more time. So we are going to end this way. We say our motto, which is to be a savage and go after your wildest dreams. We're going to start here. We'll go to Sal, and then we're going to have you say it, and then I end it. And then I really encourage people that they've really got to put it all out there in order to get there.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Let's get it. Be a savage and go after your wildest dreams.
Be a savage and go after your wildest dreams.
Be a savage. Go after your wildest dreams.
That's right. Be a savage and go after your wildest dreams. This has been Glamorous Grind Podcast. Let's go.